Thank my sponsor, Undisclosed Energy Supplements.
Madden in the clutches of this, and I'm just gonna real quick because it's such a piece of fucking shit. So as you can see, we now have two Madden 15s, as you would.
You're probably wondering how we went from chopping the game disc in half to buying an EA product again. I'm going to tell you all about it. So it's been about 10 years since I bought my last EA product, whether that's a sports game, any game they make. And I want to take you back to why this series was so special to me. So we're going to take it back to 1994 Christmas, where I got my first Madden game. I got Madden 95 on the Sega Genesis, and it essentially became a quintessential part of my gaming library, along with like Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Gran Turismo, among a host of other games. And during that time, it wasn't just Madden. There were several dozen options to choose from if you were a gamer that wanted a good football product. Yes, this is where we came from. 16-bit graphics, and even before that was the Tecmo Bowl games with 8-bit stuff. They were all fun to play, and it didn't matter what console you had, what type of NFL product or type of video game you wanted to play. You had a whole bunch of options to pick from. So after Madden 95 on the Sega Genesis, we took a leap in a generation to the PlayStation and the Nintendo 64. This is when I got my next Madden game, but there was a slew of other football titles in the mix. NFL Extreme, NFL Blitz, the Game Day series. There's a whole bunch of different titles that you could pick up and play, college and pro. Madden 2002 just happened to be my next game chronologically that I owned. Now, this game brought all new graphics, gameplay, all sorts of cool new stuff to the table, including the card system, where you could basically play the game, earn points, and unlock things, which is now a paywall type thing with the Madden games behind the fucking mutt garbage that they've pondered onto all of our kids, giving them the 12 digits on the front, the 4 digits on the back, whatever. They want your money now, and these are all things that used to be free. Now imagine you go from player models like this to this. We didn't know how good we were about to get it. We got the playmaker, we get the hit stick, we get the truck stick, we get the QB vision. We had no idea what was about to hit us. Not only that, 2K, NCAA, NFL Street, everybody's firing on all cylinders. Life is amazing, and we're in the golden age of NFL, NCAA, arcade gameplay to the absolute maximum. This was about the time growing up when Madden started becoming a competitive game for me. Me and my friends would play it. We'd go to the midnight releases. I started kind of traveling to do tournaments and do all of this fun stuff. The game was so embedded into my lifestyle that I couldn't imagine that it wouldn't ever be like that. You had the riffs doing those remixes, all these great new gameplay elements, all of this stuff was happening. But then something happened. The NFL and Electronic Arts were about to sign an exclusive deal for the rights to the NFL. Basically, what happened in 2004 is 2K partnered with ESPN to advance their NFL 2K series in a competition that was neck and neck with what was known as the Madden Games. To counteract this, EA, the total piece of garbage, scumbags, gutless cowards that they are, hated the fact not only was this game succeeding, but it was also retailing for $19.99. That would be $20 at your local store. So, with a few hours of work down at the old McDonald's or doing whatever, you could basically go and buy a brand new release of the 2K game. Well, of course, Madden didn't like that, and EA definitely didn't like that, knowing how they are now. Took offense to that and basically had to lower their game to match the market. And what we learned about EA at that point is not only did they not want competition, in the long term, they wanted to have a vice on football video gaming completely, and this allowed them to do it. But me being the huge Madden stan I was, and I didn't like 2K at that point anyway, and basically believed if you didn't play Madden, you were just a coward scared to get your ass whooped in a real game. Ended up getting a PS3, and then my next venture was into the next gen with Madden 08. This is where the HD graphics blew me away. The game had that cool ring system. You could play and earn points to get your ring upgraded through the single player stuff, and you could show it off online. It was super awesome, and a feature that EA basically just disbanded completely. But also, with some of these cool features that they added, they removed a ton of stuff. The franchise was bare bones. A ton of the game modes were removed. The gameplay was better, but was missing some very basic functions like the individual press coverage. And then you start seeing some guys like this Ian Cummings dude.
My name is Ian Cummings. I'm associate producer on Madden Gameplay. So the next gen transition for Madden was definitely a tough one. We had a lot of core rewrites that had to go into place, a brand new animation system. Never easy. Hardware was very tough at the beginning.
So essentially, what I learned was they had huge issues porting this game from PS2 to PS3. Unlike the generation before when everything was better on the PS2, the graphics, the gameplay, the features, the modes, create a team, create a playbooks, all of these things were added. All these gameplay features were added. Now you're telling me that we don't have the ability to just make a better game. It has issues with the franchise mode. The gameplay engine sounds like it was very difficult to port. And this Ian Cummings guy basically turns into public enemy number one to the Madden community. So as you can see here, Ian was not a very popular character from a Madden standpoint, especially when you get into like Madden 2009 and beyond. This man just started destroying the franchise from the inside out, and it seems like the Madden community started to understand that as well. But even with the shortcomings of Mr. Ian Cummings, we still had a good football game here. There was a lot of great new things that were happening on the next gen. We kind of turned a blind eye to it because the game was still fun. It was still good. And the problem was hundreds of thousands of people that still were playing this game and enjoying it. We didn't understand what was about to happen. The exclusive license really kicked in at this point, and EA was about to get real lazy, and we were about to exit the golden age. And this is the era that a lot of people never played, the golden age of Madden, which is why you have the disconnect in the community now. People don't know how good these games used to be, how much effort used to be in them, how much creativity went into these games, heart and soul. And with that being said, we're about to go into the decline, starting with this game, Madden 09.